Today, I woke up feeling tired and lethargic and not well rested. Like, there was a lot of activity last night. Was it activity within myself? Was it activity within my household? Was it activity within the collective consciousness? Is it astrology? Astrological? I didn't really want to go anywhere. I didn't want to get ready. I didn't want to get dressed. I didn't want to go out, but I also didn't want to stay in. So I got ready, I got dressed, and now I'm out. And it feels better. But there's this anxiety, this underlying discomfort. My mind was trying to find the source. Am I sick? Is it a low level flu? Am I at the beginning of a flu, getting more sick? Kind of feels like that. Like my body is shutting down on a subtle level. This shutting down, this suppressing, like feels like a force is suppressing my energy, my will to move forward, not even on anything important, just to take everyday actions, everyday routines. Felt like I didn't have energy to even eat something, even though I can tell I'm hungry. But then I imagine eating the food and then I feel nauseous. This isn't common for me, so it stands out. Something is going on within me, and there's nothing pressurizing me today. There's no things to do, but I'm driving and I wonder, I have plans for tomorrow, and they've been plans that have been in the works for a few weeks. I've known about this plan for tomorrow. And I felt like this suppressing feeling, this lethargy yesterday as well. So am I anticipating these plans for tomorrow? Because the more I thought about it, the plan includes spending time with a specific person. And the last few times I've spent time with this person, I felt like this in the morning when I was getting ready. And I felt like I wanted to cancel the plans. And so this pattern emerged. Oh, I feel like this when I'm going to hang out with this specific person. But I can't cancel the plan tomorrow because it's for a specific celebration. And I can't not hang out with this person because of this relationship we have. It's more of a set relationship, something more difficult to let go of because of our history, or some kind of, not obligation, but some kind of, like they're a family member or they're a family friend, they're Could be coworker or boss, but I have no plans to find new employment, and so I'm stuck with this person unless they find new employment, something like that. Maybe a past relationship, but we have children together. Something that makes the bond difficult to mm, go no contact with, or cut out, or even see less frequently. It's difficult to do that because of some kind of contract, not even necessarily between us, but contracts that involve some kind of other third party thing, like an office, a workplace. Mm, what's it called you when the courts order um child viewing, not viewing. It's like tomorrow is my child's birthday, and so their other parent is going to be there. And so I have to see them because we have the contract of the child together. But I'm not going to miss out on my child's birthday because I don't want to see this person. I'm even seeing like an athletic competitor, like we're in competition, we're Olympic swimmers, and the swim competition is tomorrow. And so I have to see this person because we both compete. Yeah, why am I talking about this for so long? I feel you get the idea. I get the idea. It was explained many sentences ago, but I'm dragging this out. This feels like the feeling, the lethargy, this apathetic feeling, this tiredness, something. It's like I'm dragging my feet to go to this meeting, but even though I see the pattern is with this specific person, maybe I was ignoring it. I didn't really want to admit that I felt so adverse to being in the same space with them. Maybe they're not even an enemy, they're not even someone I have a necessarily bad relationship with, but maybe if it wasn't for this contract, I wouldn't choose to hang out with them, to be in the same space with them. But what is it? There's something, yeah, I'm feeling like pushing away, pushing this. I'm seeing me and this person in this void space, this blank space, and we're standing next to each other, and I want to push them away from me. And I'm seeing this energy field around them, but it's toxic. It's like radioactive toxin cloud around them. And being in their space, I'm forced to breathe it in. And I don't want to do that. It makes me feel dizzy, it makes me feel lightheaded. but other people wouldn't take me seriously if I brought this up because this person is not necessarily, they're not saying anything bad to me with their words, or they're not doing anything bad to me with their actions. There's no concrete evidence of enmity and enemy, en, enmity, enmity. There's no, there's nothing that other people could see and see that there's tension there, but it's this subtle tension between us that even I don't know. I think they feel it, but they don't have the same level of awareness. And so maybe they feel this same lethargy, the same tiredness, but they also wouldn't necessarily pin it on me. Yeah, I feel this resentment and this low level rage, but it's not like a spiky rage, it's like a blunt, low bass like rage. Because I feel this anger that I have this obligation to be around this person. I want space from them because it makes me feel like I'm a child when I'm with them. Something like, for some reason, I'm supposed to listen to them. Like, they supposedly have some kind of authority over me. Maybe it's a parent-in-law, a mother-in-law, father-in-law. And I suppose on some level we don't really get along. But again, there's no concrete thing, no concrete reason for us not to get along. It's more like an energetic. I don't know, that seems like a cop out. There's something going on, and I guess it's happening on more subtle layers, and I haven't brought it to the surface. And I've been ignoring it, I've been avoiding it because I don't want other people to think that I'm stirring up trouble if I end up taking space from this person, or if I make a rule that I will not turn up to an event if that other person is there, even if it's a temporary rule, even if it's not like a forever thing, but I don't want to have to explain it to other people because I worry they're not going to take me seriously because there's no concrete reason. But I want to pull out the subtle reason because, yeah, I'm trying to dance around it and not like spear it. I feel quite nauseous. This person makes me feel quite uneasy, quite sick in my body. Being with them, spending time with them, it's like everything becomes really difficult. Like they will reject my ideas, my offerings, my if I say, how about we go here for lunch, they'll reject it. Or how about we plan this event at this place at this time, and they'll reject it. And I can see that they're not rejecting it for any real reason other than the fact that I brought it up. Or it's something like when I'm around them, all they do is gossip, and I don't really like to gossip. So it's like we're not interested in the same thing, but then I, for some reason, have to pretend to get along with them, or I have to pretend to make nice with them. I don't feel like I can be authentic around them. I don't think I can be my real self. It's like I'm pruning a garden that is myself, trying to fit it into their expectations, but it's not even that they necessarily have set expectations for me. It's more like if I'm a wild rainforest with all these beautiful, colorful, exotic flowers, but then they want to prune me into like a hedge, one of those privacy hedges that you have around your house, and they're pruned into a square rectangle shape, which is not, it's not that I don't like those, but it's just not me. And I don't even necessarily think that it's about me. They don't have anything against me, but they just have something against everyone who's not a rectangular hedge. And so when I'm getting ready to spend time in the same place with them, I already feel myself pruning. I already feel myself cutting off my extremities, cutting off like important parts of myself, things that I like about myself that usually I wouldn't even think twice about, but it's like I snap into this pruning routine automatically in the lead up to spending time with this person. And it's starting to make me feel sick because I can't do it anymore. I can't keep, it's not even that I'm being fake around them, but it's that I'm not being the full spectrum of myself. I have to censor a lot. I have to think, it's like I'm thinking about what I'm going to say instead of just saying it. Or I'm thinking when I'm getting dressed, I'm seeing how this person will see me through their eyes. But I don't usually do that. I don't usually censor myself in this way, even to people who I care about more. And so there's something about this particular person. They're so rigid and uptight and and like spiraled inwards. They're like compressing. They're so compressive of their own energy that it's like they can't stand it when someone isn't like that. And so something in their energy ends up compressing other people, making them feel guilty about their openness, making them feel shame about their natural broadness. And it's not that they outwardly shame, they outwardly guilt you, me. It's not just me, but why am I letting it affect me? So we'll get to that. Yeah, I'm just getting taken over by this rage because that it yeah, it's how they do it, right? So it's not in with their words or their actions, but it's more subtle, like with just the way, the speed at which they might flick their eyes towards you, towards me, when I talk about something, one of my interests, but one of my interests that they don't know a lot about, or that's quite unique or niche, or some kind of skill or talent that I have that they don't see themselves as having the capability of doing. It's it's like they can't handle someone being more impressive than them. For some reason, they want the limelight, they want the spotlight. Maybe they used to have the attention on them, but it's like they're older now and I'm younger than them, and they don't want to pass the baton to the next generation. They don't want to admit that they're in a different life stage, which doesn't mean they have to compress their own talents or interests, or they have to stop trying new things, but it's more the fact that they have stopped trying new things, that they don't expand, they don't explore more, but they're seeing someone who's younger or someone who's fresher or someone who has new innovations. So if it's a co-worker, it's like they have been working at the same company for 10 years, but I'm new. And so I bring these new innovations, this new creativity, and they don't like that. They want to squanch, squanch a word. They can't handle this taking over of the role that they once had. So if it's a mother-in-law, for example, they are used to having their child look towards them and seeing them as like their special caregiver. But now I'm the spouse, and so the child looks to me now because I'm their direct family, and the mother doesn't have as a high ranking role anymore, or the primary role. But the discomfort, I mean, other people kind of know this as well, but so even if I did bring it up, they wouldn't think it's so far-fetched. But it's like the effect that this person is having on me is more than there's a fly in my car right now and it's just buzzing around my head and it's aggravating me. And so it's like this person's effect on me is more aggravating than it needs to be. Because since they're not outwardly criticizing me or they're not sabotaging me. It's just their subtle um, behavior towards me. Since it's more subtle, all I have to do is reject their effect on me, and they're not going to push back. They don't have the power to do that. And they know that the social implications of them doing some kind of concrete behavior towards me to sabotage me, they know that other people would see that and they would call them out on it. And so all I have to do is reject their subtle attacks, which I don't even think that they know they're doing it. I don't even think they're aware of this behavior. Yeah, this one has been difficult for me to get out. And so it's almost difficult for me to grasp it, even though it's pretty straightforward. But why is it so slippery? Because it's not slippery in an elusive way. Like it's very clear cut, but it's hard for me to reject it. It's hard for me to defend against it for some reason. Like it gets past my defenses, good defenses that I want to have, I want to keep up, but it somehow goes around them. But it's like I'm letting it happen because of some kind of, like, I don't want to piss them off because they have some kind of relationship with someone I care about. And so it's making it hard for me to see how to deal with this because I don't want to tip them off and I don't want them to become difficult to deal with because they have some kind of power. Like they have some, like what if they withdraw my children from me, or what if they start ruining my reputation behind my back with this person I care about? And I don't even necessarily think this person I care about, if they're my spouse or my children or my boss or whatever, I don't think they'll necessarily believe them. But yeah, so what's the problem? Because if they did, I don't think the person I care about would take them that seriously. It's almost like it's a headache to deal with because I feel so lethargic right now. It almost makes me feel like dealing with them is going to be harder than it actually would be because I feel like I'm going to feel this lethargy. Yeah, maybe it's an avoidance of this lethargy feeling. And I worry that if I defend against this person, then this lethargy is going to stabilize and become like an everyday thing. Because they'll become aware that I'm defending against them or that I no longer prune myself or I no longer contract myself in the way that I was doing. So even if they don't know it consciously with words, they can't like write it out, like write an incident report against me or something like that. They're gonna feel an energetic shift. And so they're gonna shift their behavior towards me. And then I'm gonna feel that happening. And so I'm gonna start feeling this lethargy as a consistent thing because their energy towards me is going to become a consistent thing rather than just when we have to attend these events together. So, but the thing is, if I defend against them, their subtle attacks, then why can't I just defend against their consistent subtle attacks too? Or do I think that's going to tire me and burn me out as well? But they're also going to get tired and burnt out. So I don't think they can keep it up, even if they do it for a while, since this, it's not vengeance, it's not revenge. I really don't think that they even know that they're engaging in this kind of thing. And so even if they feel an initial shock that I'm no longer pruning myself or no longer um, giving them authority or power over me, they'll feel that energetic shift and then they'll be annoyed or pissed off. But I don't even know if they'll be able to tie it towards me because it's so subtle and they have less awareness than I do. So they're not able to look at the subtle layers and pull out what's going on. They won't be able to pull out where the change is coming from. But they'll probably react on a subtle level and it will probably be towards me. But since they don't have the awareness around what is actually happening, they're not going to be able to keep it up. And so this tension towards us, it's like as soon as I stop giving them the power, the authority, the tension between us is going to increase. But I just don't think they'll be able to sustain that increased tension. And so it will end up decreasing. And then I think it will fizzle out and it won't be a problem for me anymore. But I was seeing that increase in tension. I was foreseeing it and I was thinking that that was going to stabilize and then I would have to deal with that consistent increase in tension. But I don't think that will happen. But now I feel this frustration. It's kind of annoying to have to deal with this in the first place. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything nice to say about that. Just, yeah, it's frustrating. But yeah, you just deal with it. Because it's not really worth me bringing this up with a person I care about because I don't know that they'll be able to see it. I don't know that they'll be able to understand. Maybe they will, it depends, but it doesn't feel that necessary because it's more about this dread I feel in the lead up to seeing them, to spending time with them. And so I guess now that I'm aware of this, and now that I see that this dread, this tiredness, this lethargy, this apathetic feeling is really just me not wanting to prune myself, me not wanting to constantly check myself when I'm around them, to censor myself or to be less of myself. All I have to do is just not do that, which I don't think is difficult for me. But I just wasn't so aware that that's what was going on. But now that I'm aware, it will be easier for me to just not do that. And then this other person, they might be shocked or they might retaliate at first, but they'll ease off. And so this situation, this tension between us, it will fizzle out. It will fizzle out. And so, yeah, it doesn't really feel like I have to do much. Yeah, I guess I feel a bit like now this nausea, it's kind of boiling up. It's like coming up and coming out. And so even this nausea, even this sickness, even this tiredness, it's like the there'll be an increase in the feeling, the bad feelings, but it too will fizzle out. And so I just let it run its course. And now that I have more awareness around this, I don't feel that dread. It actually feels exciting to clean this out because I'm going to have to continue seeing this person, even if it's not a lot. Like over the years, the relationship, it's probably not going to dissipate. We're not going to cut ties. And so, yeah, it feels good to know that for all the future years, I won't have to feel this tension, this dread once it gets cleared out. I don't think it will take that long either. So it's good. It's good.